Last time on She Rules the Waves we left Burchum and head east, but soon had to stop and patch up the oil hose. We decided to get a new one in Strobos, but instead got an engine death sentence from a mechanic. But together we figured out a possible solution, and I spent the next 8 hours pumping out almost 10 liters of grey sludge from the engine. We got the engine running and moved to a safer location for the night. The next day, many oil changes later and many euros poorer, we could finally move on through Groningen to the Ems Delta and Delfzijl. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Linus Jackson, a sailing musician and father of two, trying to get my boat Sedna home to Sweden for a major refit. And in time, I plan to be a full-time liveaboard and world traveler. Join us on this journey. Good morning, people. We had a great night's sleep in Delfzijl after the semi-traumatic landing in the tidal waters of the marina the evening before. While we were waiting for the tide to turn in our favor, I took a stroll into town to get some groceries and to do my classic 12-minute sightseeing. Patent pending. I also checked out the beach before heading back to Sedna and my crew. It's almost low tide. A huge thanks to my beloved parents for always stepping up when I can't find last-minute crew. I love you guys. Alright, we're paid and ready to go. We should go in about half an hour, just after the tide has turned, and we should probably make it into the Ems without any problems. Thank you to Samantha and the Neptune Marina for this time. Bye-bye. Yeah, not the best weather, but we came out of the port like a charm, and in there is the lock that we came out of yesterday. The goal for the day is to head over the delta to Germany, go down the Ems river and then into Küstenkanal as far as we'll make it before dark. The few marinas we've found there so far are all too shallow for our draft, so we'll see if we can find a place for the night. Time to change countries again. Over there is Germany. This is the entrance to the Ems. Actually, I think right here it's called Unter Ems. But still. It's a little currenty when we get into the Ems. 9.7. We were actually up on 10 before. And we're still on a pretty low RPM. First lock in Germany. Underway. Hebrum, I think it was called. It's big. The door is closing behind you. There is the Küstenkanal. That's where we're going. Sharp left. Our view today might not be the best, but we stayed, as you saw, just after the lock, and they actually shouted that we were not allowed to be there. The problem here is that there are no moorings for pleasure boats if you don't go into the marina, which we can't because we're way too deep. And we're not allowed to stay at the other pontoon, so pretty much there's nowhere to stay. So right now we're staying at a loading dock, and we don't care anymore. So hopefully no one says that we have to leave. Otherwise, we'll leave tomorrow morning. Cheers. Big thanks to the party people in the tiny marina next door for telling us to don't give a crap and more here either way. This is some big ass Lego pieces. Good morning, everybody. Today our plan is to get as far towards Bremerhaven as possible, hopefully past the city of Oldenburg and into the Hunte River. Let's go. We're right now waiting at the lock in Oldenburg. There's a ship coming out, and then this big one is going in, and we can't fit with it, so we have to wait even longer. And there's a restaurant with people having the time of their lives. The wait here was so long that we had only 10 minutes to make the railway bridge opening ahead. If we miss it, the wait will screw up our timing of the tide. But, lucky for us, the low tide was lower than usual, so... This is the bridge I was so scared of, but since it's low water, we will actually go under it. We don't have to wait. Whoop, whoop. Easy peasy. Let's see how much current there is in the Hunte. So we arrived just before the lock to the marina closed. The lock keeps us almost completely protected from the tide in here, and they have a restaurant in here too. It's my parents' 56th wedding anniversary today, so let's celebrate. 56 Jahre! Skål!
Skål!
So this morning we'll head out the lock and make the short drive up to Bremerhaven and Nordsee Marina. So this boat was inside the lock and we were asking ourselves if we would fit, but we actually fit 3 boats. See how this goes. Our lock neighbor's home port is in the same area as our marina, so he offered to show us the way. Thank you so much. Let's head up the river Weser. So this is the guy who will show us the way. We will just follow him. When we arrive at the lock, we didn't realize everybody ties up to the small floating pontoon on the left side. I do hate to reverse Sedna, but sometimes you don't have a choice, and apparently that's when it works the best. This was a new kind of lock for us. Let's see what happens. We waved goodbye to the caravan of boats and turned right into our slip. This is the last night on Sedna this time. We're in harbor, having an anchor beer, watching the penalties between Sweden and the USA, and unfortunately Sweden just missed.
Nej!
It was in. We won. Woohoo! All right, here we are in Bremerhaven, safely moored. We made it all the way, even though the engine was not a sure thing there for a while. But tomorrow morning we're going home, so tonight is just about packing up and preparing. Then I'll hopefully be back in about 3 weeks or so, 4 maybe, to get her out in the ocean, get the masts up, and actually get sailing. Well, we're going into the Küstenkanal also before we go into the Baltic Sea. But one step at a time. Now we're packing up the boat. The cab will be here at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're going home. So thank you so much for following us, and please click the subscribe button and the little bell. And if you haven't already, go and check out our social media and Patreon page, where you get special perks and help our journey. So until next time, take care.